Good day, everybody. You're all welcome to my platform, McLean here. Today, we'll be talking about Manchester United. Remember, I've been doing some podcasts about Manchester United, but today I have one or two questions. Then we'll be talking about something very interesting about Manchester United. Now, I have a question for you guys. Do you think that Michael Carrick can get the best out of Rashford? I was of the opinion that Marcus Rashford should not come back, but you know, watching him and everything, I didn't want that drama. My own basically is just the drama that led to his exit. Under Ruben Amorim, I didn't want that to repeat itself again. You know, I don't want any player to feel that they were bigger than the club, and that's my take. But I guess he was pushed to the wall and he decided to fight back. But was that necessary? Well, time will tell. But a lot is expected from Marcus Rashford because he's not at the delivering. He's not at that. Should I say he should be on the level of Kylian Mbappe, but he is nowhere at that level. So it's left for him to tell himself the truth and up his game. It's left for him to really up his game. That's all I'm going to do. But all I know about Marcus Rashford is that he's indeed a brilliant player. So, having said that, now another thing we'll be looking at Manchester United is management, how they are handling the club. I put out a podcast and I asked, do we really think that Michael Carrick is in charge? I don't feel that Michael Carrick is in charge because we don't know the terms and conditions he signed when he became caretaker manager, and now from they transitioned him from caretaker manager to the full manager. I still feel he's a coach. That's what I feel. He's not yet a manager because we don't know. And it looks like if you check the recent events in Manchester United, it goes further to buttress what I'm saying. Now look at all the players. Now all the players they are buying, is it from Manchester? Is it from I beg your pardon, is it from Carrick? Only time will tell. Now that's my take though. And another disturbing thing that I found out is I don't know why we always wait. I don't know. They want to get players, they don't want to get players. We want to get players only if the players is interested in coming to. Who does that? Who does that? The owners of Manchester United, they were bold when they said during the um, um, transfer season they were going to make a lot of. They will be very very busy. Those were their exact words. But what's happening now? Have a rundown of players that they said they were going to get, and till date we are still waiting. They said they were going to get Elliot Anderson, Adam Wharton, Carlos Beleba, Sandro Tenelli, and Bruno Guimaraes, Chomeni, and Lewis Hall. They did not. Every time they set a standard, every time they go out, they put a standard. This is a player we want to get. They don't get that player. They go and get another player. Now they got Manukuni and they got Yuri Telemann. With all due respect, and I should give Yuri Telemann his onions because he knows his game. But would they have brought in Yuri Telemann to this club if they had gotten who they first thought of bringing to the club? And that's the problem I have with them. That is the problem I have with them. The season is almost over. The the window to buy players is almost over, and we are still struggling while other clubs are doing fantastically in the window, getting players to suit their needs. But Manchester United, The other time they said we didn't have money, we're not in Europe, we're not this, we're not that, all manner of excuses. And today we are there, and they are still the same old tactic. Now, our sporting director, I don't know what that guy is up to. I don't know who he is, and I really feel a lot of changes has to come from the management also. Look, serious clubs get good sporting directors that work well with the manager to get the best. But well, that's not the case of Manchester United. You know, that is not the case of Manchester United. It's a sad one, but well, that's where we are. Now, I watched a podcast by Margot Bridge, the United stand, and he made some very interesting comparison. Now, he did a 10-year um, research on Manchester United on how much they spent on uh, players. Now, Manchester United spent in that 10 years we were doing the comparison. He was doing the comparison. Manchester spent 1.6 billion, while Man City spent 1.65 billion. Now, inside that 10 years, Manchester City had six trophies, Man United none. Now, my question is, what is the point of spending big money when you won't buy quality players and you go and buy trash players? Wait, this particular question, I'll get back right to it. Let me continue. Now, in terms of revenue that came back into the club, Man City have half a billion revenue generated. Man City had revenue. Now, the problem we have is that Man United, Man City had a quality coach, a quality manager, excuse me. He had a quality manager that did some fantastic deals, but that was not the case of Manchester United. Now, Manchester United, now let's see the coaches that we've had that really messed up Manchester United. We had, my own problem was with Eric Ten Hag, that but during his season as the manager, he spent over 600 million pounds for over the five seasons, so five windows that was open to buy players, and he ended up signing 21 players. He ended up signing 21 players, and now we all know Tyrell Malaysia, Christian Eriksen, Lisandro Martinez, Casemiro, Anthony, Andre Onana, and the rest of them that he signed. Now, um, the problem we had was those players he signed became a serious problem for Manchester United. The players he signed became serious problem because we could not sell them. Now check all the players. We bought them so high. How much did we buy Hoyland? How much did we buy him? Yeah, Onana and so on. Anthony, how much? But time to sell, how much did we sell them? So that's why we didn't have any revenue, because every player bought with that ridiculous amount could not sell. And that was where we didn't have any revenue. We are still battling with the poor decisions that Eric Ten Hag made. And that's what you get for getting substandard coaches to uh, manage your club. And that's what the problem is we have with Manchester United. You know, we had a coach that he was a good coach, but he was not for Manchester United. That messed up. So we are still battling. We are still trying to recover from all the mess Ten Hag did. Then came Ruben Amorim. Amorim, to be fair to him, he's a good coach, but was not supposed to be in Manchester United. He made good purchases until today. That's the purchases that Carrick is reaping the benefits from. You know, if you see the two, look at the purchases of Eric Ten Hag, look at the purchases of Ruben Amorim. Is you see the difference. They are the ones for Ruben Amorim. They are still delivering. The only problem we had about Ruben Amorim was his refusal to adapt. That is one. That was the only thing that messed him up. And now Michael Carrick is reaping the benefit thereof. Now he's using the players, changing their formations, and doing a fantastic job. But only time will tell. But the only time will really tell if Michael Carrick is indeed will how will I put this thing now? Because I don't want to take anything off him because today everybody is saying he's a fantastic coach and everything. But only time will tell because he really does not have a control over the club. I think the owners won't let him and they are in charge and getting. And the only problem is all the blame for not delivering will fall back on Michael Carrick if he does not deliver this season. Everything will fall. We will scream, we will shout. The same mistakes we keep making. Today we are shouting. He took us to third position. And we are shouting, oh, he's the best thing that has ever happened to Manchester United. But I bet you, at the end of the season, we might scream. Owners might kick him out. And it's the same circle, you know, that is going on. So, to Mark Bulbridge, I said the problem, like just tried to explain, is the problem is not with the money Manchester United spent. The problem was with the coach he brought in and the stupid signings he made that put us both players. They overpaid for certain players that were not even supposed. Look at the what like the bomb Onana that they brought and put in that cost us more harm, in our post, manning our post. So that's the problem we've had. It's not just that we didn't make the revenue while Man City they were making half a billion more than us. Yeah, is what we did with our money, what we did with the 1 point. Imagine out of 1.6 spent in 10 years, 600 million was for only one man, Eric Ten Hag. And what did he do with it? He blew it. I would like to hear from you guys. Like, share, subscribe. If you have anything that you want us to talk about, feel free to DM me and we'll discuss it. Thank you for listening. McLean here.